looks really far.
3.
Oh wait, do you know how far it is?
No.
So if you're new to the channel, I don't just review products specifically. I like to, as much as possible, take a holistic approach on the company because I want to know who is getting my money, which is why I tend to want to support smaller startups because it's more of a one-on-one interaction. And I love it. I've been able to have interactions with founders on this channel and it's fantastic. But that's not to say that the bigger companies still can't get some love too. And everybody likes to think of Nike as this extreme Goliath in the industry because they are. But there's books like this one, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, that I've said on the channel numerous times I absolutely love because Phil is, I mean, he's a psychopath, like 99.99999 whatever percent of the population. If they wanted to pursue this endeavor, it would have failed because he was broke for decades. And it wasn't until the company went public that he actually got to enjoy the fruits of his labor. And now we just see who the swoosh is. I mean, it is globally recognized. You can find it all over the world and they're just industry leaders. I honestly don't know where we would be, especially, for example, like in the running community, if it wasn't for Nike. I mean, the famous waffle iron pattern underneath, the carbon plates just absolutely taking over the industry among just so many other innovations that they use their $45 billion of revenue per year to reinvest. So when my friend Amanda asked me if I wanted to shoot on over to Beaverton because I was in Portland to run a marathon, then I jumped at the opportunity because I just want to see what it's like on a Nike campus. And it didn't disappoint. It actually blew expectations out of the water. And it was because of just how they treat their, at least US employees. I don't even want to get into any sort of controversies of Nike overseas and their manufacturing. That's just a whole nother topic. I just want to focus on what I saw, and it was just gorgeous campus. I mean, she just kind of projected how much she loves being on campus, and you see that. Now, I'm not oblivious to knowing that companies want to do whatever they can to keep their employees happy, keep them on campus as much as possible, because when they're happy, work output and efficiency goes up and overall the bottom line benefits. That's why you should be reinvesting in your employees' happiness and their quality of life. And that's what they do. Encouraging employees to sign up for sports, actually get paid while they're on the clock to participate in those sports is just something amazing. And for me, like, number one, working full-time remote like I do, that is always going to be the number one priority. But if I had to work full-time on a campus, Nike is exactly what I would expect that I would want, just because of the vast opportunities to exercise. Like, for example, right now, training for an Ironman, I could just shoot on over the pool, get my laps in. I could just go for trail runs while on campus. And then there's just review products specifically.
Wait, you know
I like to also just very unique things. Like, I got to go over to the LeBron James building and run up what I think is 1/10 of a mile up a straight ramp. Was it the smartest thing to do the day before a marathon? Not smart, but I wasn't going to not do it, because when's the next time I'm going to be able to get on campus and just have the whole place pretty much to myself. And then also the very famous, I'm sure you've seen, Michael Johnson track, where it is through the woods, and I would love to run laps there and do workouts. And that's just what you saw throughout campus. And I just was blown away again by how gorgeous it was. And you could just see, if you learn about Phil Knight, his kind of personality, I mean, the Zen garden makes sense, just the outdoor yoga spaces and being in the Oregon area of just gorgeous weather, just absolutely beautiful. And they've just come such a long way from that initial startup of Blue Ribbon Sports. And again, it's so easy to look at who they are on this 280 plus acre campus and just be like, they're just this big company. But I like to take a step back, understand the journey. Like, when you're reading through this book and you just start from page 1 of how Nike started versus what you see when you're walking through that campus, I think it gives you a different perspective and appreciation for what the company has grown to employ, I think, like 70,000 plus global employees, and just understand what they've done for the industry of athletic apparel and performance. So it was a great experience, and Nike is Nike, and you can have your own opinions on it, but I loved the campus.